We're in.
Again? Is it started? Alright, so I guess this is the critique part. I guess I'll start. I thought that we kind of focused on the camaraderie and the duty of the soldiers. And I think that was good. I think it is a major part of the book, as the book is actually named Band of Brothers. It's just a focus on how they kind of banded together and became a family.
And yeah, what did that to them, and Soul's training and how all it led.
Yeah, how it all formed and came to be.
How their level of dedication sort of differed them from other units in the Army, what made Easy Company so special, why there's a book about Easy Company and not necessarily some other unit.
Yeah, it's not just called Easy Company, it's called Band of Brothers, because like he makes you look like, what's his name? Stephen Ambrose, like he makes you look at like the camaraderie shit. That's what he focuses on throughout the whole book.
Listening, yeah. I think that was kind of the best part of our conversation. We all built off each other. The flow. There was never really like an awkward pause in there.
In most discussions, you have a point where like where it kind of gets a little silent, and someone just asks a question to try and restart it. And we never really did that. We all just kept talking. Yeah, there never really was a part where it was someone kind of had to speak up. It was just people had to kind of almost interject themselves into the RD conversation. And so I think it was really good how we were all able to continuously talk about the topics about the book.
What did you individually find most engaging?
Individually, I thought that how we kind of related it to like active valor, that sort of thing. I don't know, as we were talking, a couple of recent stories or movies I've seen came to mind, and bringing those into the conversation I think is a more realistic aspect.
Yeah, I agree with Don and how we were talking about the kind of loyalty behind why these guys were fighting and why Easy Company was so successful, and kind of the sense of loyalty in all these soldiers. Yeah, I think it's cool how like we learn about these wars in like history class, but like this is the stuff that we don't see. This is like the behind the scenes almost.
Yeah, I think it was. I think a lot of the conversation was interesting. Like for example, how we kind of came to the conclusion that a lot of these soldiers weren't fighting for even the U.S. anymore. They were fighting for Easy Company. And I just thought that it was interesting how it kind of in the conversation we started to all kind of see how stuff from the beginning, or examples from the beginning, played a large role in the rest of the book, even small stuff or even stuff you didn't really think would continue to have an effect on the book.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting how, like, you think of, like, after reading the first couple pages and then they get rid of Sobel, you kind of think that he's just going to be, non-issue for the rest of the book, but we kind of came to the conclusion that Sobel really had sort of a lasting effect on him, and I thought it was kind of a pretty good summation when looking at, now that we've read it, 150, 160 pages. So,
as for strategies, I guess I think you can see there's some notebooks out. You see some like notes, and everyone kind of came in with a general idea of at least what that part of the book was about, what they found most important in the book so far, and what they took from the book. And you see, and everyone and a lot of people brought in outside sources. Dom mentioned like the soldier hopping on the grenade, and you just see a lot of people, you see the connections, and I think that's really important because you can have any story on its own, and it might be very interesting, but it won't have a whole ton of application. And you see, like, and then when you bring in the outside connections, you see it either still affects us today, it's still relevant, or you just see how it's true in more than just this one instance.
What would you do?
Well, on top of that, we also use tech support, I feel like. Well,
yeah.
Even many people, like, we didn't really come in with specific quotes we wanted to bring up, but just as Aidan said, kind of remembering the book, we could say, oh yeah, this happened around this page, and someone else would find it and kept it.
What do you think we could have done differently next time?
Well, to be honest, I didn't think we did. I thought we did really well, and I don't know if there's that much we could do differently.
Yeah. Maybe we could like look back on more of the book and like go specific things way earlier in the book. But.
Yeah, I feel like also because it's kind of story based on what happened, there's not like
not that much
relationships
sort
you
of
have to
controversial.
analyze, and
There isn't much symbolizing or symbolization in the book. It's not a lot of symbols. It's history.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
but
he
I think
didn't.
that's what like makes it.
When it comes to
Yeah.
this book specifically, it's sort of, I don't know, as evidenced by our conversation, everyone seems to sort of come to the same conclusion. There's not really that much room for debate necessarily, which you could have in some other books, but that's just for this book. So I think we did a pretty good job. There's not really that much that I think we should have done differently.
Too bad.